And we are back. Another We Bombastic Few episode. This time with the two greatest hosts ever, and that is Brent.
Because no one's here to deny that.
That is Brent and myself, Lindsay. Do you have anything to say to our dedicated listeners?
So you're probably wondering the reason that Daniel isn't here, and that's because Lindsay, why don't you tell him?
I was not in contact with Daniel, but
okay.
I did get this strange letter in the mail that said if we don't give him
let's not do Russians again.
I wasn't gonna say
we've done Russians so many times.
If you don't give Brad Pitt a firm handshake in the next 48 hours, then Daniel will no longer have insulin. They will take his pancreas.
That's all right. Well, let's start a Twitter campaign. Hashtag We Bombastic Few needs to shake Brad Pitt's hand so that their third host can be saved. What's the limit on characters? I'm sure it's fine. We ask that all the time. So get that started, all you We Bombastic Few people out there. Oh man, I meant to check the YouTube channel to see if anyone's been commenting.
Yeah, I took a few peeks at if anyone made like any comments or answered the question on Spotify, and no one did. Wow. Not
Big
even
sad.
Brent's mom.
I don't know if she has a Spotify account. In fact, I'm nearly certain she does not.
Yeah. Well, I guess kind of on the same subject though, we found out that we are in the top 10% of all podcasts globally. So that's
woo.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, woo, hype.
And I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, I think that's probably because there's a lot of podcasts out there, and the pool is so diluted by people who started a podcast and didn't keep up with it, or ones that have already died out to some extent. So it's like,
can you imagine having a podcast that died out?
I mean, we haven't got alive to die out yet, so
I don't entirely buy it as well. I guess that makes sense if it's current, right? Because I wasn't thinking about the fact of let's say a very popular podcast that used to get 1,000 views a day stops producing stuff,
mm-hmm.
but it's still available. That kind of makes sense then.
Mm-hmm. I didn't really question it because I didn't have any information on what they said. I was just simply told a fact. Didn't know the metrics, and I just ran with it because it made me feel like my project is semi-successful now.
What's the Oscars but for podcasts? Because we have received our invitation. We will be going there.
I don't know. Is there even a radio?
The Oscars?
Is there even a radio show award thing? Because maybe we could fall under that category if there's not already a podcast one.
There's no way that there's a radio one and not a podcast one.
Well, I mean, radio has been around for a long time, so in theory they could have done something like that.
Yeah, but that's hard if it's not a record. It's a live media, right? I'm sure there are recordings kept somewhere, but it's very hard to be and everyone loved what you said at 4:32 a.m. 7 Tuesdays ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should start our own, right? If it doesn't exist, let's make our own Poskers.
I think we could workshop the name, but let's do it.
Nah, I'm pretty partial to Poskers.
I am not at all. I feel like that's very much rip off, and if we want to be taken seriously in our podcast,
what do you mean? It's
celebration.
It's not derivative at all.
Well,
name 3 other organizations it mimics.
Well, speaking of something sounding the same, I'm going to bring up something that looks the same. So I saw a video the other day of Cristiano Ronaldo's, I think it's fiance right now, and when I saw her picture, I thought they looked identical. So, I think that's weird, but I want you to look it up, Brent, and look up Cristiano Ronaldo and fiance or whatever, and see. I want to know your thoughts.
I'm a little upset you did not do the research for me, but
Well, I did do the
as in,
research.
like,
I just did not share it.
well, yeah. So like if I Google, is there a specific like? Because I literally just Googled like Chris, like first name Ronaldo fiance. Which one do you think looks most like them, or like which photo do you think emphasizes your point the most?
I'll take a quick look. I just saw a video, so like.
Because honestly, even just the first one, they do look pretty similar.
I think all of them they look alike.
I don't know. Some of them I see they don't. Yeah. Okay. Specifically, like the fourth picture that shows up on Google right now. Absolutely, they do look like siblings.
Okay, that's your fact for the day. They are gender bender doppelgangers.
Oh, interesting. That I don't know. It's hard to keep track of hypotheticals, but that feels like something we've talked about at some point. If not, surely it will be in the future.
Okay. Well, in today's episode, in the wise words of Brent, a hypothetical, because what is a podcast without a hypothetical?
I forgot to put stuff before that.
It was worth noting. We are a hypothetical, because what is a hypothetical without a hypothetical?
Hypothetical. Right. And so, just like that, we're in it. Maybe this is what you guys wanted from the beginning. You're here for the hypothetical, right? You don't care about us. Here's the dealio, right? This is my last semester in graduate school, if you didn't know. Thank you. Yes. No, stop. It is very impressive. Thank you. No, why are you booing? That's so sad.
Because you're cheering yourself. I had to balance it out a little bit.
Huh. Anyway, so looking for jobs right now, right? Looking at different places, and one job happened to have a pretty cool benefit in that in their office they have a portal that lets you take control of another person. Which, if you don't know what this is referencing, it's the movie Being John Malkovich, so basically what the dealio is that there is a door that acts as a portal that once you go inside, you temporarily inhabit the body of someone, and that like you can leave whenever you want, but you like for as long as you wish, you are that person. And so the hypothetical today is going to be who we're going to choose for that, and how we're going to use it. So go. Well, we'll start out with like, who are we picking?
Oh, okay. I was not prepared for this.
Well, because like first thought, right? You pick the president, right?
I was literally going to use that as an example. Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
But the thing is like specifically American president, right? You only have at max 8 years, and so unless you can somehow change that during your presidency, but does not seem likely.
Seems like quite the great feat if you could do that.
Yeah, or maybe if wartime you can get like 12 years, but you could choose, I guess, like I don't even know which nations still have monarchies, or specifically just positions where you're not asked to step down after so many years.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate position, you could become the queen, but I don't know. I feel like you've lost a lot of specifically going from like 26 to however old the queen is.
So she is beyond age, you know.
Yeah,
this.
exactly. I don't think standard years apply to her.
So my initial question is, before we continue on, of like who I would do, like I like still exist? Do like when I walk through this portal, am I still known? Am I still like, or is this like a completely different world that I happen to be or reality or
Yeah.
universe or whatever? Like which one is
No,
it?
so like we'll go with the same within the movie. Like basically you like more or less just disappear from Earth, and when you decide to leave, you happen to be like dropped out. Like in the movie, you're dropped on like the side of the road of the freeway, but we'll say you get returned to your bed at home.
Okay, okay. Oh gosh, this might not work for my thing, but like I would say you have to find someone that would be. So if you could find someone that you wanted some good credit with. So say I wanted to be great friends with Ryan Reynolds. I think I could be a huge I think I could be impacted by him. My life could be impacted
Don't
by
know
him.
why you didn't choose Will Smith, but continue.
Okay, Will Smith. Whatever. I was trying to spice it up. We used Hugh Jackman like last episode or something like that. I'm trying to spice it up. Uh, let's meet in the middle. Denzel Washington. Let's say I want to be good friends with Denzel Washington. I think that I could learn a lot from him. I think that he could have an impact on my life if I whatever. So I was thinking like, what if I just took over his body, made him come over to where the portal's at, and then like when I switched back, he's like all confused, like I don't know where he's at, and like you just happen to walk by and like, oh sir, like you look lost and confused. Can I help you? Like where am I? Like he's all like where am I? Then like you helped him in a dire time. Like he doesn't have his wallet, he doesn't have a phone. You're just like, I'm here for you. And then bang, instant brownie points. You guys are now buddy buddy because now he only has positive, reassuring, dependable thoughts from you. So
I like that idea that like you have the, but like I think so you like make them go to a cafe and they're all confused and it's like they've already ordered like a very large bill and like you said they don't have their wallet on them and it's like well you're gonna have to pay somehow and then you show up and you're like oh I'll take care of it and then it's like oh hey how's it going and like it just so happens that like he wants to see a doctor because he keeps forgetting he has amnesia a lot but like he keeps showing up at places and you just happen to be there and it's like oh hey what's up dude like how's it going also I want to say this it's been a while since I've seen the movie so I can't recall but it is an interest for a second I thought you were going to say you were going to make Denzel Washington go into the portal that controls Denzel Washington.
interesting.
And I feel like if that happens like the portal is just destroyed and like Denzel Washington permanently inhabits Denzel Washington.
Well, that and
So
I would imagine the person controlling Denzel Washington would probably cease to exist at that point. Like
I think in the movie if you if another person went in when someone else was already controlling the other person just got oh man I really should have reviewed this parts of the movie. They either like popped out or like both of you were controlling, but I don't think both of them control. So I think you literally just got like booted out. But what we're saying for the sake of it, like only you know where it is.
okay. Is it? I don't know if they touch on this in the movie, but is it like Monsters Inc. style, or it's just like there's a portal here, and there just happens to be a door next to it, or whatever?
I don't think that's important.
Well, I mean, if I don't want anyone else controlling it, I will move the door and like
The door was like built into the wall. It was like a cubby hole basically. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know. Like it'd be cool to that would be a good thing. Like I don't think you could use it so like let's say I pick Will Smith, right? Like I could use it to become friends with Will Smith, but even beyond that, you could so like Will Smith happens to be hanging out with Denzel Washington and he's like, "Yo, Denzel, like I got a really good friend of mine. His name's Brent. You should hang out with him sometime because you two would really connect on this."
Yeah.
And then like boom, basically every celebrity you ever wanted to be friends with, you're friends with.
I feel like you'd almost have to like relocate at that point. Like now, all your buddies that you want to be friends with are probably on like the West Coast, most probably, right? So,
or you convince Will Smith to convince everyone in Hollywood to move to wherever you are.
like where we are in the middle of the United States, where there's not any like career wise would not help them whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Single-handedly change where Hollywood is.
Interesting.
That'd be pretty cool.
You think you could do that with becoming Will Smith?
Yeah. Well, so I was gonna say like, yeah, absolutely yes. So, but excluding Will Smith, who do you think would be the most influential person that could single-handedly move Hollywood to like the Midwest?
So, I don't think it's like, I think it's a matter of who's like the popular celebrity right now. Like right now, it's like uh Marvel cast. Maybe I think even Marvel cast is kind of like out the door a little bit in like mainstream, but like Tom Holland would be one, like Zendaya, like those kind of people, actors
They're big,
wise.
but they're no like they're too young to like
But like
have enough.
I'm just saying, like
power.
people I can think off the top of my head who are in a lot of things right now. Like people are making shows and movies and they're starring in them. I don't know, like I can't think of someone who else would just get the entire like movie production
I feel like you'd have to go
industry to
like
move.
I don't think you could go an actor. I think you would have to go like a higher up in the movie business. Like like even so like maybe like CEO of Disney or something, right? And like you as CEO of Disney, you say like, yeah, we're not gonna give you funding if you're in, or like we're not gonna produce or like show your movie or whatever if you've made it in Hollywood. Like the only way we're gonna do it is if you made it in the Midwest.
If Hollywood was no longer Hollywood, but like I don't know, insert random, like Nashville is the new Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
I think that would be the way to go. Anyway,
I don't know.
I'm trying to think because
Sports wise,
it's really, I think the biggest like you pointing out like connections. I really think that would be like the best power you can use. Kind of is that like you would have an inside connection in like some sphere,
yeah.
such as like movies, or like you could do like the scientific community, or you could do like political world, or you could do like the business world.
Yeah. Do you have any of the person's like memories or thoughts when you're controlling them, or is it just like
No.
just simply control their body? Okay.
Yeah.
In so like I told you earlier, I'm watching Naruto right now, and there's like one girl that has like the ability to like project her consciousness into someone else, and like anything that happens to the person she's controlling also happens to her body pretty much. But that wouldn't really be the case here. That's kind of what I was initially thought when you brought this up. But yeah, her, so the body's just more or less just not present on Earth.
Basically.
Hmm.
You could
Like
you do sports.
Yeah, sports wise, like you, like say you pick a soccer player, you pick it's a random soccer player here for the Premier League, and you like they still have like the muscle. There's still like some kind of like muscle memory. Like their muscles are able to keep up, and they have got the stamina because you're only controlling their body. Like mentally, like you're not going to be weighed down. So like in theory, you could like show like you could participate in some things. Like you don't have like all like the experience mentally and all the whatever, but you have like the endurance, you have the speed, you have the ability to kick pretty well.
Yeah, and the coach is like, let's do this play, and you're like, yep, okay. He's like, what the heck were you doing out
Where's
there?
that in the
Like,
handbook again? And where's the handbook?
Yeah. I was just thinking, it meant like you could do like sports betting, and then you pick a really big influential sports player, and then you just make them like fall down in the middle of the field.
Yeah, or
Consistently.
if you're really into politics or something like that, you could just like take over someone like you don't like, and then like have them change like their way about stuff until like they're not in office or something like that, or not a congressperson anymore, like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. It's hard though because you can't change the person, right? It's just the one. So like it's very powerful to like build up or take down a single person, but Oh, yeah. Here, counterpoint. You choose yourself, and you build yourself to be the best person you can be. You don't need to be anyone else. Just be the best you can be.
Ah, so was that the
Boom.
moral of the movie?
Uh, Basically,
Was it really?
maybe. No, I don't like.
Probably.
No, I think because like what ends up happening is I think the main character ends up just living as John Malkovich for like months or years, and then eventually he's like, I guess I'll stop being John Malkovich.
Interesting. Does he get taken back to the time he went to the portal or the time that?
No, it's current time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's an interest. I can't necessarily recommend it, but like honestly, like the concept's what's interesting, and you just got it in a podcast form, so you're welcome.
Yeah, it's a fun idea. I don't know if like obviously I haven't seen it, but I don't know if there's any much other ways you could execute that idea.
And they do it well. It's just like I don't know. It wasn't like crazy funny, and it wasn't. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Man, we kind of missed it. So there was the movie industry. Uh, Here's the thing: is when the movie industry gets moved to the Midwest. Hollywood, so like actually like California has a bunch of servers, right? Same for like headquarters for like Netflix and everywhere. And the thing is if Hollywood fails, then like the business, the servers, everything, like California will collapse in on itself. And so suddenly all the streaming services are down. So you're gonna need somewhere that you can go to get your new movies from the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But the movie's starring us because we're great friends with all the big name actors now.
That would be the other. Yeah, you jumpstart your own. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't think of that. You jumpstart your own career in whatever field you want by like picking the best person in that field and like them giving a personal recommendation for you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Or like
Honestly, okay, all right. Hear me out. Oprah. Like Oprah has got enough connections that like in any field you want, you're in, basically.
okay. I feel like
Final
you say that
answer,
about other
Oprah.
people though.
Well, but like she isn't as popular as she once was, but like especially back in the day, she had a lot of power.
Yeah.
Anyway, you interrupted me. Or I interrupted myself. I don't remember. But yeah, Blockbuster's coming back. That'll be the only way to see movies. It's kind of interesting how like these entirely unrelated hypotheticals always bring back Blockbuster.
I also think it's funny how like I'm typically not the one who replays the joke always. It's you guys. I wonder what the count is. Like how many times you made the connection, how many times Daniel has, and how many times I have. I bet you it's in that order too. Like mainly you, then Daniel, then me. Because I think I could probably have done it maybe twice.
I'd buy that. Checks out.
Well, I believe we have a word from our sponsors. Our sponsor today is Perfect Pet. You ever have the desire to acquire companionship with a pet pal, but have things keeping you from doing so? Maybe you don't have the time for training or walking. Maybe you cannot stand the smell of poop and don't want to pick it up. Maybe the issue is the expenses and you cannot afford everything needed to give a pet a great home. Well, with a Perfect Pet, this pet will just sit there without moving, blinking, or needing food, water, or to go outside. Use code WeStuffedFew at buildapet.com for standard price shipping today. Thank you, Perfect Pet, for sponsoring.
Thank you very much. Really, Perfect Pet is the perfect solution to pet. Like I said, all the downsides gone. They sent both of us one in order for the ad read, and really they're just great. No complaints whatsoever. I forget it's there, honestly. But
Yeah, I've got a great connection with mine. Honestly, fantastic.
Before we go, I got one final, just entirely random miscellaneous complaint. This is more of a PSA, honestly. If you are in a college Zoom class and the professor asks like a rhetorical question, you are not allowed to answer. So like I've got one of my night classes, and the professor will like he'll like ask a question, but it's not to be answered. And there's this one kid in class who answers no matter what. And like he's like trying to have a conversation with the professor, and it's like you can't do that in a college Zoom class. It's just like not how it works.
Huh.
And like the professor's a nice guy, and so like no one's said anything, but like,
do you have an example of the rhetorical question?
Yeah, well, so I wrote these down, or I wrote down examples.
The complaint is so big that you wrote down detail. That's fantastic.
Well, yeah, so like specifically one of them was he asked like, is anyone in the Marine Corps? Like, this is not rhetorical, but he asked, is anyone in the Marine Corps, for a very specific thing. And the guy answered, I'm not in it, but I know a couple people that are. And then he started talking about the guys that he knew who were in it. And it's like, that was not the question. And honestly, like, it was more of just a lead in into something. Like, you were not supposed to answer that. And then it also was just making like a minor like, he complained about the Excel sheet that like one of the points was like, instead of cell A1, should it be in cell A2? And it's like, it does not matter.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, so that's my entire that's a new segment we're introducing to the podcast called Brent Rants.
We can just do rants in general. I'll add one right now. So I took my first Calc 2 test earlier this week, and I felt very prepared. Absolutely, like, I felt very prepared, and like, I was allowed a note sheet and everything, and I had like, I think it was an hour 20 or an hour 30, and when I went into the test, like, the little preface note that you couldn't see beforehand was like, make sure you write down your step-by-steps and how you came to this answer, and or else I might not be able to give you credit, blah blah blah. Well, I was like, okay, I'll do it for all. Well, like, I do this, and I'm like, there's 21 questions, and I get down to like 8 or 10 of them, and I'm like, already majority of the time has been used, and like, it was like, started rushing, and I was just like, well, like, I clearly need to get some of these problems done. And even after I started rushing, there were still 5 I could not get to, so I ended up getting a very poor grade on it. And I messaged the teachers, like, I did not feel like that was a sufficient amount of time. I feel like I studied pretty well. What can I do to prepare or make this test better, and or the next exams? Like, what can I do to make it better? And like, I didn't know if she was going to curve it all. Well, someone decided to get a freaking 99 on the test, so I got a solid 1% curve, and I was not happy about it.
Like, so are you? Is it the complaint at the situation? 99% guy?
The situation. It just was not fun.
I will say, like, I kind of understand, because it can be really hard to judge how much time is needed, because like, especially like, that's the case with so many engineering problems, where it's like, if you can visualize the solution, like, it'll only take you like maybe 2 minutes to solve it, right? But like, the issue is it takes you a long time to be able to, like, in your head figure out the direction you need to take to solve a problem. And for a teacher, like, they either wrote the problem or have been doing it long enough that they are very familiar with the process, and they just know like what path you should take in thinking about it. And so it's really hard, like, to gauge, or like, I wouldn't say it's unfair, but it's like, it's unfortunate that like the teacher is the one deciding how much time you get, when they already know the mindset you need to have going into the test.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, I don't know what that student was on that got him I don't know what way they were cheating or whatever, but somehow they got a freaking 99. It's just like good
That's the other thing. Is like if it's an online test and someone got a better score than me, they cheated. Like, no question in my mind. There's no way that they had to have cheated.
well, like I don't like. I'm going to be self-incriminating here, but like I do not care about like cheating like that much.
Hold
like,
on here. This is being recorded and distributed.
Hey, they don't know my full name. What are you talking about? But it's just like I know how to find the answer. I know how to find a way to do it. So I'm not like I don't feel guilty about it.
Oh my!
But like
all sympathy has just been revoked from you, Mr. Cheaty Pants.
I never claimed I did cheat. I just said I do not feel guilty doing potentially things.
Okay. Right. Anyway, that'll bring us to the end of the episode of We Bombastic Few, Season 4, Episode question
Something.
mark, because it kind of depends on when we're going to release this. We don't know yet. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, follow, and yeah, just do all the things that you guys never do.
Also,
But if you do it, we do appreciate it.
yeah. Also, according to Anchor and the services that Anchor attaches to, we have hit over 3K this past week also. So that's also exciting. I know we have more elsewhere, but that's exciting. We're making it big, boys.
3,000 listens. That's almost as many species of birds there are. Just kidding. There's like 7,000 something species of birds. I don't know. Anyway, final thoughts.
That was my final thought.
Any? That was your final thought. My final thought. Shout out to Mom. Will Smith. Come on, dude. We've been doing this 4 seasons. We've asked so nicely. We want to be your friend. We're joking about taking forceful control of your body and not relinquishing it.
That definitely was just a plot of a movie, not a dream Brent had.
Exactly. The inspiration for that movie was not my desire to take control of Will Smith. Anyway, so Will Smith comes to the podcast. But that'll do it. So, without further ado, have a bombastic week. We'll see you next time.